All right, guys. First, I want to say welcome to our R2 again. Thank you for coming back if you're a current subscriber. And if you're new here, thanks. I enjoy you coming to check out the content that we are doing here. I'm just a normal guy here. My name's Tyrone. I've had quite a few Rivians, quite a few Teslas. So I would call myself pretty much a, good person at EVs and how they work. And again, this is our R2. And this is the software update that a lot of people have been waiting for. The early R2s, like the one I have here, came on software 2026.20. And that was pretty much the launch software for this vehicle. So there was a lot of things that were missing. But again, this is expected. It's a brand new platform. It's nothing to knock Rivian at all. So this is a update that is bringing a lot of things that were missing to the vehicle. Not everything is here, but this is a huge update for R2s. This is a big quality of life. It's bringing those big things like pet mode. There's gear guard is here now. There's a lot of things that are here. So we're going to walk you through fully of everything to expect in this software. So starting here with the splash screen, when you enter your R2, this is the first thing that you're going to be greeted with is a what's new in .24. And as you see, my vehicle's name is Chloe here. And it's going to say Chloe is now on software version 2026.40. The full version of this is 2026.24.40. But we'll get into that and I'll show you the hash. So first things up on this is going to be pet mode. So what Rivian is doing with their pet mode here is to keep pets comfortable with controlled cabin temperature while you're away from the vehicle. When you turn on pet climate or comfort and leave the vehicle, the center display shows climate information while your pet remains inside. To turn pet comfort on or off, use quick controls or the climate panel on the center display. So I'm going to show you how to access this in both ways, via the quick panel and through the HVAC controls. So first up will be through the HVAC controls. So you're going to go down here and you're going to press on this. And as you see, this is going to be your climate menu here. The pet mode icon is here. You're going to click on pet mode. It's going to give you a safety warning here. And also make sure you never leave a child in the vehicle. We understand all that. You're going to hit turn on. Now, when you hit turn on like so, you hear the fans are starting to kick up a little bit to blow. So make it a little noisy. I'm going to open the door here and I'm going to lift myself up out of the seat. And as you see, you can see what it's telling you right now, that there is a hot climate or hot cabin working on it. So it is currently trying to cool the vehicle down. And this number here, 84 degrees is what it's saying is in there, will slowly come down. And this is displayed on your screen the entire time, as well as in your mobile app as a live activity. If you have an iPhone, it will show you that at the top. So this is one way to activate pet mode. The second way to activate pet mode is going to be by sliding out through your quick panel, by sliding out or hitting the car icon here. And you're going to hit the second icon. And as you see here, which is your options, pet comfort is turned on. You can also click this. Pet comfort is now turned off. This is a feature that will work as long, up into a certain amount of battery range. Normally, I think for Rivian, it's down to about 10-ish%, maybe a little, it may be between 10 and 20%. They may have changed that on R2. They do not state so within their release notes. But again, for me, for the video, I'm going to turn this back down so that way we can keep the noise down a little. But that is pet mode. You cannot activate pet mode from the mobile app. It must be activated within the car. It does have a limit of how low you can set it. And as you see right now, for R2, they changed this. Nope, there it is. The lowest you can set it is 68 for pet mode. That is the lowest temperature the vehicle will allow you to set when this is activated. And I would say, as of right now, from other videos I've seen and my experience in my Gen 2 R1T, I would say if you're using pet mode, I would definitely err on the lowest setting that the vehicle will offer, especially right now for R2 owners. There still needs to be some tweaks here with this, as it's cooling, but cooling awfully slowly. I've noticed and seen other people and other folks that I've chatted with, and Rivian's going to work on this again It is safe to use, but if I were you, just make sure you err on the side. So go down to 68 degrees, and that's the lowest it'll let you do. All right, guys, so next up is going to be our gear guard. So to set up gear guard, and what Rivian says actually first will be ensure your vehicle. This is going to ensure your vehicle's security with gear guard. This works just like Tesla's Sentry mode does, same way that Gen 1 and Gen 2 work. So you're going to have a motion cam and a dash cam function. The dash cam is going to function off of your cameras up here that are facing forward. And from there, you can, click on buttons and save things that happen. They also have an incident, and we'll go through those tabs in just a second. And there are going to be different things that you can set up. So first, you're going to click on here. If you have not been in here, you're going to see a new icon called Gear Guard. You're going to click on the Gear Guard. And as you see here, first thing is going to come up. It's going to show you the new layout, which is going to be road cam, incidents, motion cam, and starred. Road cam, again, that's your dash cam function. So as you're driving down the vehicle, it's recording and watching what happens. Incidents, what happens with incidents are going to be if you slam on the brake. So if the car is to slide or in different kinds of things, this can trigger an incident. If you're in an accident, certain things like that can trigger. I don't know if the R2 has it. I'll double check. Blowing the horn can sometimes save a incident report here. Motion cam. Anything that is going around the vehicle, people come up and look inside, the camera sees it, it will record those options. Most important thing with motion cam is you want to have that turned off when you are at home, long as you live in an area that you deem safe. If you feel it is safe enough, that is fine. For me, my vehicle is parked inside of a garage. So for me, motion cam is completely turned off when I am at home. It is not needed. But at work and anywhere outside of home, motion cam is on. Starred is going to be anything that you have saved. Again, that's where that's going to be. If you do not have an external drive, I recommend the SanDisk one here that I have. It is a 1 terabyte one. I've not had any issues with it. Works fantastic. I carried this over from my R1. So I'm going to show you. You're going to plug in your USB-C port into your SanDisk, and you're going to plug this into the USB-C port that is in the glove box that is closest to you. So once you plug that in, you're going to see things are going to take a second to load, and you're going to hit Setup Road Cam. And it's going to tell you to plug in that storage, and as you see, prepare storage device. It's going to do all of these things and format it for you. If you are having an issue where it is not recognizing your device on initial update, please just do a software reset. You can go into the settings. I will show you later in this video where that is. Or you can press the haptic halos outward. So you're going to push the right one towards the right, the left one towards the left. Hold those there. The vehicle will count down, let you know that the system is going to reboot. Once the reboot is done, unplug your SanDisk or whatever USB drive you're using, and then plug it back in when everything is complete, and you won't have any issues. And as you see, I sat too long, so it's going to go and format again and do a speed test. But once it is done, we will move on from here. So I'm going to hit format the drive. All files will be erased, so it's letting you know that. So then it's going to continue. This is going to take, it says up to 3 minutes. Shouldn't take that long. There were a few files I had on there from my R1T, but it's okay. Not a big deal. As you see, it is formatting still. So once this is complete, we will move on to the next task, and we'll show you if how to set it up or anything that you need to do, or how to turn off motion cam to have that set so it'll only work when you are away from your home if you need that. Not sure how long this should take. It says up to 3 minutes. It wasn't that much stuff on there, I don't believe. But it is a 1 terabyte drive, so it may take a few moments. While we're waiting, I do want to say again, thank you for watching. I appreciate you coming back and subscribing and stuff. We're going to work on getting more videos out to you guys as well. One of the big things that we're going to work on, since we have a R2 and a Model Y Performance, is going to be how these vehicles should be compared, in my opinion. I don't think it should be this one is better than the other one or that one's better than the other one. I just feel like it should be, these are the two vehicles. These are the top vehicles in the EV market, and they are kind of targeted at the same person, but they're also targeted at very different people for different things. So as you see, We are finished the formatting portion. And now we are moving on to its final speed test to make sure everything is going to be fine. Shouldn't be much longer. So now it's asking me to redo this. So again, I do this on camera so you guys can see how this works. So it's going to say unplug the device and try again. And I'm going to plug that back in. And it's probably going to do the same thing. And boom, there it is. It's ready to go. Finish preparing your storage device. You're ready to save road cam footage and launch videos. This is interesting because the R2 has the launch video cam. So that was only on Gen 2 R1T and R1Ss that were tri-motor or quad motors. Dual motor performance vehicles did not have the launch cam. Maybe they'll bring that to those vehicles later, but this is good to see that the launch videos will be saved for you. And if it's anything like the tri and quad, this means that you will get your 0 to 60, your G-forces and all that built into a screen while looking at the front camera as the vehicle launched. That is something we will put in a separate video because that will be cool to see. And you see here, it says turn on road cam. Never miss a moment recording drives to your storage device. It will capture 2-minute clips on demand. We will show you how that function works. And it will start a recording from your vehicle controls, Gear Guard app, or by pressing the horn. Like we told you, if you press the horn, it will save a 2-minute clip. And as you see here, this is the new layout and it shows you how this functions. So it's showing you what the app looks like. This is going to be your quick action button here. As you see a little clip here where it says save. And once this is done, we will show you, this is going to be in your quick actions here. So if I slide this out, this is where your quick action button is here. And as you see, now if I can hit done, and this is where I can click to save a clip. If I click this button right now, it hits save. It can save up to 2 minutes, or I can tap it again to stop it, and it hits saved. And there it is loaded. And as you see, if I click on this, it is there. We're going to delete that out because we don't need it. Delete the video. And as you see here, how it lays that whole thing out here, you can see it shows front, left, right, and back. This is a whole new layout that is only on R2. So if I click here, I will see this location here. I can see the left side of the garage. I can see the rear of the garage. And I love that they utilize the avatar as your clicking device to show you where you are. And as you see, I deleted the front. I can click here and delete. And as you see, delete this video. Deleting a video or event will erase forever. I can delete the video or the event. If I hit delete video, like I did the first time, it will delete just that video. If I delete event, as you see, it takes it all away. So that is that there for Gear Guard. And if I click this button here while we're driving, this will be your other option to save another clip. Again, we have no incidents here. See, you can turn it off. It is already turned on. Motion cam. It is turned on right now. And again, turn off motion cam. I can turn it off completely by going through to Gear Guard. And as you see, it's telling me my device is too slow. I don't know why. But again, this is switched off at work. So I'm going to hit switch off. So that means at home, it will not have that on for me. So again, motion cam will be off when I am at home. And that is Gear Guard. All right, guys, next up is going to be the garage door opener. I'm going to go over the garage door opener now. So that is new. Again, it's going to be through Homelink. It is not an internet-based one like some of the other companies are starting to use where it comes to MyQ. Does it work with MyQ? Absolutely. I'm going to show this exactly how we set it up so that way you can see how that process is done. But you're going to open your settings and you're going to go to garages and you're just going to click add. That's it. And again, you just want to follow the prompts. It's going to say, let's get started. You're going to park near your garage and have your garage door remote on hand. You may also need to have access to install hardware, unit, and a partner to help. I don't think we will because our garage door openers actually have the learn button on the wall and in the remote. So for us, that's it. And you would just click next. You would name it. For us, we have two. So we name ours. One of ours is always outer. I'm not even typing well, guys. What's going on? It's outer, and then I'll hit done. It's going to save it, and then you would go and start the pairing process, which we will start for you right now. All right, everybody. So this is how we're going to set up our garage door so you can see how this works. So you're going to click Add Garage. And again, it's going to say, let's get started. You're going to park near in front of your garage door. I've already done mine, but we're going to do it here. And then we're going to hit Next. You're going to name your garage door. So for me right now, I'm just going to leave it as Home. And we're going to click Save. And then after that, we're going to click, you're going to read the instructions here, and it's going to say you're going to hold your garage door opener 6 inches from the mirror. So once you do this, you're going to hold the button. I'm going to try to do this, guys, with one hand here. It's kind of hard, but I'm going to hold, and I'm going to press. And it says paired. So now that it is paired, we're going to hit OK. And then we're going to hit continue. It's going to send the signal. The door may not go up and down. Mine did not move. Also, I did not have to press the learn button for this process on my garage. So then I'm going to hit test. And the garage door is going down. And it says you are all set. And you're going to click done at that point. And then you can just hit use your location. And when you want to use this location, I'm going to tap it. It's already put it in. And then over here on the screen, you see you get to use the haptic halos. And that will tell you what to do with your garage. So I can scroll through to outer. As you see, I can go to outer or home. So if I go to outer and I go up here, you see if I click that button, garage door went away. So I exited it out. But again, I exited out by pressing the haptic scroll wheel to the right. And to activate it, I would have pressed it to the left. That would have been the way to do that. But that is how you set up the Homelink in your R2. It's pretty straightforward, really easy. Depending on the garage door you have, we didn't even have to press the learn button, which is even easier. So it's a one-person job. And that's about it. All right, guys, next is going to be launch mode. Yes, finally, launch mode is here for R2. So to get started, launch mode is designed for on closed circuits. You guys, you know better. Don't be doing this on the street. You should be doing this on a racetrack. That's all I have to say about that. You do what you have to do. You want to use it on dry road conditions, obviously. It's going to provide maximum off-the-line acceleration. This is not going to be used for any type of efficiency. This is really about getting all the power that this vehicle can to the ground and moving you as fast as humanly possible. With launch mode, there again, like we talked about earlier in the gear guard section, there is launch cam. So to activate launch mode, first you're going to want to wake up your vehicle. You're going to want to hit sport mode. And then again, if you look down here, we have a new icon that is under here. You're going to click and you're going to click prepare to launch. And we're going to send Gear Guard Gary up. Once you do this, this is going to be one of the things that I'm going to have to show you guys separately, because what happens here is going to be slightly different. So I'm going to try to move the camera for you guys here in just a second, just so you can see over this way, over here. Okay, guys? So I know this is a little bit of a awkward position, so let me just grab the camera for you guys so you can kind of see what it's going to look like. All right, guys? Bear with me. All right, so on your driver display, as you see, there's going to be a little icon down here that is going to tell you what to do. At this point, we're going to press the brake. and you're going to want to shift to drive. And as you see, we are now in launch mode, and it's telling you exactly what you should do. And from here, what we're going to do is you would press the brake firmly, like so, and you would push the accelerator all the way down like that. And that's it. And then when you're ready, you're going to let go of the brake. Now, since I am in my garage, obviously I'm not going to be able to do that, but I will give you a full video of that very, very soon. That's going to be very fun. I cannot wait. I've been waiting for this for a very, very long time. Thank you, Rivian, for doing that. It also tells you here, as you see, to press the brake, make sure the steering wheel is nice here, and you can actually get a countdown by pressing on the brake, pressing this all the way down, and pushing in for a countdown. And it will tell you when it's time. As you see, it says 3, 2, 1, and then you would be ready to go from there. But again, we're going to let off the accelerator. We're going to put the car back in park. And that's essentially launch mode. We have to do it out on the road, but I'll give you a quick clip of that very shortly. That'll be in a separate video probably, because I want you to see my full reaction of that once we do it. But again, that's it for launch mode. And again, once you do it, you will see it'll be in the road cam section of the gear guard, where it will talk to you and show you your launch cam footage right there. All right, guys, that's it for launch mode. On to the next. All right, guys, next on the release notes is going to be Wi-Fi hotspot. That's pretty self-explanatory. You're able to connect vehicle devices to your vehicle for a Wi-Fi hotspot. You do need premium connectivity, or Rivian calls it Connect Plus. That is $14.99 a month, or you can do $150 a year, which I think saves you 2 months on that. So if you want to do it that way, that is the best way to probably do it, save you 2 months. Connect Plus does not come with the launch package. Does not come with any of them, actually. So you do have to pay for that regardless. You do get a brief trial period to try out everything. But again, in the future also, when it comes to Connect Plus, you will need Connect Plus for Rivian Assistant. This update does not bring Rivian Assistant to the vehicle. So I need people to understand that. That is not here. But when it does come, you will need a Connect Plus subscription to use the Rivian Assistant. If they do like they did with R1, they will give you another trial period to test out the Rivian Assistant if you are outside of your trial period, and then you would need to purchase it at that point. But to activate the Wi-Fi hotspot, you look at your fish stick is what they call it. You want to click on the connections tab, and you just want to click hotspot, and it says unavailable at the moment. You're going to click on it, and this just tells you what it is to do. And that's about it. That's the network. You can edit these. You can change it to whatever you want. You can change the password to whatever you want. I always recommend doing that. So that's why I'm not worried about you guys seeing it. I will change it later anyway. But you do have to have Wi-Fi turned off for the hotspot to work. So once you connect, it will auto turn off that, or you'll need to turn it off yourself. But make sure you turn this off when you're not using it, because it's using up available energy that's not needed. All right, guys. And coming up next after that is what they call in their release notes, just additional new features. So some of those things are going to be, you can now schedule vehicle software updates in the Rivian mobile app. You do that through your app. That is not very hard to do. I can show it to you if you guys would like in a separate video. Just let me know down in the comments. Your key fob now has a battery indicator. That's going to be inside of here. It'll just let you know kind of what the battery is. The percentages, it doesn't necessarily work too well for me right now. If I go to drivers and keys and I click on this, you can see right now it's saying it's a question mark. So that's something they'll figure out eventually. And now the driver's door, again, we were talking about profile switching. So when you click in here, it'll show you your profiles and stuff. Now that is now functioning. And whoever walks up to the driver's side of the vehicle first, that is what the vehicle will select and use to adjust the steering wheel, the mirrors, the profile, and the seats. It will do all of that for you now. Before it did not. Again, this is them bringing parity to Gen 1, but they did have a lot of issues with that in Gen 1 and Gen 2 vehicles. So we'll see how that works over time on R2. That is something that's going to be a little harder to do. It needs a little bit more time, I feel like, for me to test that to make sure that that's thoroughly working well. But I can show you that in a video where both of us are walking up to the car to see how that is working. Next is going to be the additional improvements. They have done some refining on the autonomy side. Things like they refined the hands-on wheel detection, so reducing unnecessary times to tell you to put your hands on the wheel. They fixed several driver display visual issues during the blind spot view, including overlapping notifications and missing universal hands-free icon during turns. So they have just basically tidied up a lot of things in the driver display, fixed UI bugs, making everything a little bit more polished. That's what they're doing with this. We're going to get a lot of these kind of updates because, again, the first software they pushed out the vehicle was just to get the vehicle out, and now we're starting to polish and bring in the new features. They also fixed an issue to prevent it, for some people, adaptive high beam assist from enabling on some vehicles. They fixed an issue that prevented issues with the reliability for climate and the reliability and the consistency, including more predictable behavior after sleep and wake cycles. I've noticed that the R2 has had a little bit of issues with that. You would wake it up and it would either not turn it on, or it would struggle to get it up and down or get the temperature to where you set it. We'll see. Just being honest with you, I've kind of always had a little bit of software issues with Rivian and their HVAC software. It's not always been the best, but again, we know they can do better. We just have to keep them, keep it at the forefront so they see it, and we let them know so they can know that it's a problem and work through it. They fixed an issue that caused the vents to move in the opposite direction. I did have that happen before to me. I wanted the vents to blow on my face, and when I moved the vents up, they moved down. So this has been solved. If you click on here and I now move them, the vents now go down, and I feel it on my legs, and the vents go up, I feel it on my face. One thing, since we're talking about the climate, this is something that's going to throw a lot of people off. This here is your rear vent control to turn the fan on and off. I think this is a bad UI design because when you look at this, you see this is on and it tells you that it's on. But then you have a rear button. If you click this rear button here, you can't turn this off, which doesn't make sense because a lot of people are going to think you need to click the rear to turn this on and off. You don't. You need to actually be on the front to turn this on or off. When you click rear, this only controls the heated seats in the back. I think this is a software miss, and we need to fix this because this should be controlled under the rear tab. Or if you want to do it this way, you can have it here as well, but it needs to be able to be turned on and off by this option here. Doesn't make any sense in my opinion, so maybe they'll see that and they'll be able to fix it. I'll let Wasim and other people know through social media channels and just put it out there so they can see it. They have prevented the side mirrors defrosted from turning on. I haven't experienced that problem. We live in Florida. It is currently the temperature of the surface of the sun, so we're not really needing a defrost on anything right now. We want to be cold because it's so hot. They fixed some stuff with charging. They improved the reliability of the in-vehicle charging menus and notifications. Fixed an issue that caused the Rivian mobile app to show 0 miles per hour charge rate during a DC fast charge. They fixed an issue that prevented the Rivian mobile app from honoring consecutive remote charge commands. They have fixed an issue that caused the vehicle to send an inaccurate range value of 0 to the mobile app. Vehicle access, they have improved a lot of things here. They've improved the liftgate reliability. They've also the clinch behavior, meaning when the door comes down and actually latches fully. They have worked on that to improve that. The drop glass operation should be a lot better now. It was a little finicky, should be better at this point. I'll take a video of that and add it in here so you can see that as well. They've also improved passive entry reliability after the vehicle wakes from a sleep, including the rear door handles opening and closing, NFC lock, and digital key responsiveness, especially the detection on the wireless charger. I didn't have any issues with it, but I do know some other people were. Fixed an issue that prevented the interior liftgate button from opening the liftgate when the vehicle was locked. It fixed an issue that caused the interior liftgate button to partially unlock the vehicle instead of opening the liftgate. I did experience that one. Fixed an issue that caused the seats and steering wheel to remain in the roomy entry position. I don't use that. And if you don't know what roomy entry is, that means that when you park, the vehicle will move the steering wheel up and away from you and move the seat back and away from you. You can set this up for yourself, and it allows for more room for entry and exit of the vehicle. And when you put your foot on the brake, it will then move the seat into the position that you would like. They improved the haptic halo scrolling wheels behavior, which is nice. I've always had an issue with the left one on mine. If I tried to click in, it was a lot harder, especially while driving. But I've noticed that it is more clicky now, which is a very nice touch. It's a lot easier to move the vehicle around, which I do and thoroughly enjoy an improvement there. That's a really nice thing about the haptic halos because they can be software updatable. This is the benefit of having a software defined vehicle. Reduced turn signal harshness. Yes, they have. Guys, I don't know if you can hear this, but this is significantly better than it was before. It is much better. It is still like a tick tock, but in a water drop, but it's not as harsh. Before, it was very loud and harsh. It is much quieter now. This is much better, much improved. This shows when Rivian has listened to us to bring that down, and they did. They've also improved media and audio. They improved the Dolby performance. Some people like the Dolby Atmos thing. Some people do not. It sounds good on some songs. Some songs I just rather turn it off. But overall, as a package, the audio in the R2, in my take, is pretty good, actually. It's not class leading. As an example, I know people are maybe not going to like this, but it is what it is. It's the truth. It is no Tesla Model Y. I think a lot of people are spoiled because Tesla really did a fantastic job with Model Y and all of their vehicles, to be honest, with the sound system. And Rivian, the R2 is decent. Now, I actually think there are some songs in here that sound as good as my Model Y. It's just not as, the consistency, it's not there. And I attribute that to the Atmos experience, because there are some songs in here that sound absolutely amazing, and then you turn around and have another song still in Dolby Atmos and it doesn't sound as good. So sometimes I think it's just a consistency and they need to work on that, and they are, as you see. They did some responsiveness for the screen, for the control thing we showed you. It comes out a lot faster, more reliably. Didn't really have too many issues. They added trailer icons to the vehicle when you're in tow mode, improved general visual display and layouts across the volume panel, efficiency graphs, quick control, and media panels. They fixed an issue in Spotify where it would just not load. It would just stay in a loading state. They fixed that. Fixed an issue from iHeartRadio. They fixed some streaming issues with that. They also fixed some of the phone call stuff. Fixed a rare issue that prevented the blind spot camera from appearing immediately after the vehicle woke from sleep. I didn't have that issue. Apple Music, I will show you up here. They improved the streaming quality adjustability, so you can go here and you can go into your settings here, and they added some new things here. So they now have, like, sound check has always been there, but they do have dynamic streaming quality. So you can turn this on and it will basically adjust the quality of the music based on your network bandwidth. You can also turn on in-vehicle network streaming, enables high quality playback. That I will turn on. So that helps a lot too. You can do content restriction if you want to have different things. In spatial audio, if you want to turn off Atmos, this is where you will turn that off. Right here, spatial audio is where you want to turn that off. They also fixed a lot of issues in Apple Music where it would not play, or it was playing and it would stop. They fixed that, so that no longer happens. And they also fixed an issue where people were having lots of issues of being able to actually log in. My husband had that problem where it just would not allow him to log in, and it would take 2-3 tries before it happened. So this should solve it. We have that issue. We had that issue on our Gen 2 and Gen 2 R1, and after they did the software update a couple months ago, it kind of fixed that. Navigational issues, they just fixed some small things, some tweaks in there with voice guidance, making sure that it always works. Improved trip time and arrival time estimates to better account for charging stops and other waypoints. They improved some of the state of charge percentages on displays to make sure they weren't inaccurate. They also fixed an issue that caused the driver's seat to require a recalibration at the start of every drive. I did not have that problem at all. And the last 4 things they did were fix an issue that prevented the vehicle from connecting to certain Wi-Fis. We had that problem. We definitely had that issue. Fix an issue that caused the seatbelt icon to remain shown as buckled after unbuckling. I had that one as well. Fix an issue that prevented the pending software update pop-up from closing when moving from vehicle from drive to park. Never had that problem. Fix an issue that prevented vehicle stability mode from transitioning correctly when a trailer was connected. Haven't towed with our R2 yet. That is coming. But guys, that is pretty much all of it. This is a really big software update for the R2, and this is again software update 2026.24. This was a full software walkthrough of everything that was new and everything that you can expect from your R2 with this new software. We are still missing a few things though. There are still a few things to come to the car, such as the big ones are going to be Rivian Assistant. That is not here yet. Climate scheduling, not here yet. You cannot schedule preconditioning or anything of that sort right now in the software. Normally it would be here, and it would be a schedule button that will be under here. It is not available to us yet. I'm sure that'll be coming soon. Again, they need to do some more tweaks with the HVAC system to work on cooling it down much faster. And especially if no one's in the cabin, it should really prioritize getting this vehicle down to the temperature as quickly as possible. That is not quite the case yet, but again, it's better. It's getting there. They will get there. They need to improve the audio a little bit. Audio is getting better, but again, it's really hard for me to translate audio sounds through YouTube or through social media, because again, it really depends on what you're listening to. But if you guys really want an audio test, I can do that. Listen to a couple of soundtracks. Maybe I can do a blind test with my neighbor to see if they can tell the difference between the two and pick that. Maybe a cool one. But outside of that, guys, that is it. I appreciate you sticking around for this. This was quite a bit of a longer video for us, but I really think this was a good one for everybody to see. And we will catch you on the next video, which should be fun. We'll get you a full launch mode thing on that, because I really want to see what launch mode is going to do in an R2 on the all-terrain tires. I'm expecting it to do probably 3.5-ish on the all-terrains, but I feel like I can squeeze a little bit more out of it, but we'll see. Until next time, thanks again for watching. Thanks again for subscribing, and we will see you on the next one.